afternoon, children.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon. Am I audible to you? You are getting my voice? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible to you, children?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
So, proceeding further to next. Today I shall take up the next lesson. And do you know the next lesson in your book Flamingo? What is the next lesson? After
Deep water.
last lesson and last spring, and the third one is which one is the
Deep
next?
water.
Tell me the name of the lesson. It means I haven't gone through the contents. What is the name of the next lesson?
Deep water.
Yes, deep water. Deep water. How many of you have gone through it? How many of you have gone through the story of deep water? But before I come to the thematic content of this story, deep water, I'd like to correlate to the theme, to the practical views of life. Actually, this deep water is based on a dream. The entire story is based on dream. And children, do you know what is dream? What is the concept of dream? The entire story is based on dream. Let us first know what is dream. What is dream? Anybody? I always suggest my students to be interactive. It helps the teachers also to take the class with much. If you want to get the best out of your teacher, be interactive. Be interactive. So, whatever you know. In the beginning, I told you that response is response. It has nothing to do with right or wrong. So, during the discussion, whatever I ask, and whatever you know, whatever you force, you just try to express it. So, what is the concept of dream? Anybody? Hello? Does it refer to the dream or something which you visualize when you are fast asleep? Is it so? When we are fast asleep, so in our sleep, something we saw. Because it is said that our mind never sleeps. When our body is at rest, all the sense organs are in a sleeping mode, but our mind never rests. And you might have heard the name of Sigmund Freud. Have you heard the name of Sigmund Freud? No. Sigmund Freud was an Austrian psychologist who propounded the theory of psychoanalysis, Manovishleşanvad. He had a deep research on the function of our brain, our psyche. And according to him, listen to it carefully. according to him, the things we see in our real life and we want to have it, but anyway we are unable to get it or do it. But those things or those wishes are not completely removed from our mind. They never die. Rather, they are suppressed in the innermost chamber of our mind, because our mind is very powerful. It is said that whatever you believe and our mind conceive, it will achieve. Whatever you believe, you conceive, then you achieve. So, those ideas, those feelings, those desires are suppressed in our innermost chamber of mind, which we generally don't fulfill in our conscious stage of life. Conscious state. As we are studying, we are in the conscious state. Conscious, subconscious, and superconscious. There are 3 stages of mind. So whatever we do, perform our activities, it is the conscious stage. So whatever the desires we have and we want to fulfill in our conscious stage, and we are unable to do them, those desires and feelings are suppressed in our mind, and when we are fast asleep, our mind at even mental level, they get it fulfilled, or the mind get them fulfilled. Are you getting my point, children? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Are you able to understand it?
Yes, sir.
So whatever the theory I explained to you, this is the Freudian concept of dream. This is the theory given by Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud. Understand? But another kind of dream we are talking about, it has to do with the reality of life. That Freudian dream has nothing to do with the reality of life, because our mind gets all those desires fulfilled when we are fast asleep, and those things are performed at mental level while sleeping. But the dream I am talking about, and which has its relation with this chapter, deep water, that is realistic dream. Then what is the dream? That's why I want to have a differentiation between the 2 kinds of dream. That is, anything we desire, not only desire, we are very much passionate about getting it or doing it. With all heart and soul, leaving no stone unturned. Means doing all possible effort, using the last drop of energy from each and every mitochondria of our body or cell. Are you getting my point? If I explain
Yes, sir.
once again,
Yes, sir.
is do whatever it takes. We call it a burning desire, or we call it a very strong reason, very strong purpose, very strong why. Why? If you want to achieve something in your life, and it is not simply a desire, you decide it, and thereafter you are left with no option than to do it. You are very much passionate about it, and you have unwavering attitude. Unwavering attitude. What do you mean by unwavering attitude? Means you are not going to reconsider your decision. Okay? You are not going to bust even a single inch. Means you decide to do something, to achieve something, your vision is clear, your vision is clear, you are all set to do it. What happens? When you try to accomplish great things, challenges appear, isn't it? And challenges appear. What is the role of challenge in our life? To test us whether we are capable of not, whether we are deserving or not. And if you give up to see the challenges before you, it is not your dream. The moment you start, challenge starts. And to see the challenge, you give up, you postpone, you drop it. This is not your dream. Do whatever it takes. I will correlate to the incident from this story. Whatever I am talking about, the dream, it is 100% correlated to this story. Are you getting it? You are left with no option. Means you are placed between the devil and the deep sea. You are left with no option. You might have heard the proverb. Means you are in such a situation when none of the options are preferable to you. You have to do it. You have to do it. Whatever it takes, जो भी करना पड़ेगा उसके लिए. You are totally committed, totally sold out. I can give you some examples. Have you heard the name of Dasrath Maji? How many of you have heard the name of Dasrath Maji? It belongs to Bihar itself, children. He is our pride. Nobody knows. After his name, a film has been made. The hero is Nawazuddin Siddiqui. And the name of the film is Mountain Man.
I've seen a mountain man, sir.
How? Yeah. Dasrath Maji, who belongs to Bihar. And who go the chest of the mountain and continued doing so for 22 years. A single man can create miracle. But the government of Bihar didn't do it. A single man with chisel and hammer continued tearing the chest of the mountain and made way. Rasta bana diya. Do you think a person made up of flesh and bone could do it? Can you understand the amount of the intensity of dream? How strong his dream was? It was not the result of his physical strength. It was the result of his power of dream. Because he said, you cannot measure the size of the dog. Rather, you can measure the size of the fight inside the dog. The size of the dog doesn't matter. The size of the fight of the dog, size of fight inside the dog, that matters much. History is full of such examples where a person decided to do something and it was the last option. Means he was left with no option. If such situations appear in life of a person, it is called dream, and certainly he or she fulfills it. Have you heard the name of Thomas Alva Edison? How many times?
Yes, sir.
How many times he experimented before he was successful? Invention of bulb, electric bulb, almost 10,000 times. People could laugh that you failed 9,999 times. And what was the answer of Thomas Edison? No. I was not failure in this effort for 9,999 times. Rather, I discovered 9,999 ways through which this work cannot be done. This is the attitude, unwavering attitude. Whatever it takes, no matter what comes through, the person once decided is not going to give up. If this attitude there for any reason, this is called dream. Many students, they think of cracking IIT and medical. And during winter, they set the alarm to get up at 4 o'clock, 4 a.m. in the morning and start study. The alarm starts and just simply off it and sleep inside the quilt. This is not dream. You are a no excuse boy or no excuse girl for whatever you have decided to do. Your temporary pleasure doesn't matter, because a dreamer knows it is better to postpone temporary pleasure for permanent happiness. This is one of the features of dream. You have to postpone the temporary pleasure for permanent happiness. This kind of attitude is required for dream. Anything you want to, this chapter is so much motivating. Now coming back to the theme of this story, deep water. And I shall also explain what is the meaning of deep water, the symbolic put inside the title. The character is William Douglas, who had a dream to become a great swimmer. What was his dream? What was his dream? To become
a great swimmer.
Great swimmer. Tairak. So whenever we talk about dream, it lacks certain things. Features of dream: commitment, attitude, unwavering qualities, ability to face the challenges, not giving up, and yet no excuse. No excuse, no second option, no second thought, no wavering, nothing of the kind. So when he was only 4, his age was 4. Once he was at the beach of California at the age of 4 with his father, enjoying the surf of the sea. Have you seen the people enjoying the surf? Yes, see, so the waves come, they temporarily bury the person there, goes across and withdraws, people enjoy it. But for a 4 years child, only for a few seconds he was buried inside the water by the surf of the sea. He was afraid of. He became terrified. And he developed a kind of aversion with water. Fear of water. And do you know what is the specific term for fear of water? Hydrophobia. There are thousands of phobias, a number of phobias. Phobia, mania, you can find hundreds and thousands of them. But if somebody has fear of water, this is specifically termed as hydrophobia. Phobia means fear, hydro means water. Fear of water. Okay? So, he developed fear of water. Gradually time passed by and he became 11. Okay, and now he planned to start swimming practice. Okay, and he decided to start swimming practice because the dream was inside him. Now he wanted to start giving shape to his dream, and for that he took the first step. Means he decided to go nearby the river, and the name of the river was Yakima River. Yakima River. But when his mother came to know that my son is going to Yakima River to start swimming, she by all means tried to frustrate him by giving all the details of the people who lost their lives in that river. She developed what? Fear, that is the hydrophobia, at the age of 4. And at the age of 11, the mother was there to frustrate him, to demotivate him as much as she could. What would have happened, children? To achieve something in life, motivation is very important. But contrary to it, so motivation is required to not even an ordinary person and the great people. I will give you an example. So, motivation. You are aware of the fact when nobody was ready to jump over the sea to search for Sita ji, nobody was ready to go. Jamwant was there to motivate Hanuman ji. You know, history. Even Lord, a person like or the godly image like Lord Hanuman needs to be motivated. Jamwant motivated him. You can do it. If you read the scripture, the Sundar Kand starts with that. Jamwant ke bachan sunaye, Hanuman is there. So, Jamwant was there to motivate him. When second example, and then what happened? He summoned all his energy and decided to do it. Rest is history. Even a great warrior like Arjun, Lord Arjuna in Mahabharata, who was adept in archery, Dhanur Vidya mein Nishnat, and he was also doubtful in the battlefield. Lord Krishna was there to motivate him. You can do it. And after getting that motivation, he was ready to fight. So what to talk about the common people? So every person needs motivation. But on the contrary, you can see the mother was there. The parents also motivate their children to do it. Yes, beta, you can do it. This is possible. Teachers also motivate. Our well-wishers motivate. But what would happen when somebody's own mother is there to demotivate? William Douglas decided to start swimming practice in Yakima River, and the mother demotivated him by all means. She presented before him all the details of the people who lost their life, calling the river the treacherous one. Treacherous. The word has come in the text. deceitful. And he stopped the idea of moving. But the dream didn't die. 2 events at the age of 4 carried the fear, that is hydrophobia. At the age of 11, greatly demotivated by the mother, stopped the idea of swimming there. But the dream didn't die. Dream didn't die. What happened? He anyhow found out a place to start swimming, and that is YMCA pool. YMCA. Young Man Christians Association. There was a pool. What happened? What happened? Children, are you able to look at? Am I visible?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You are
Yes, sir.
visible and audible too.
But
Yes, sir.
it is not coming on the screen. Hello? It is not coming on
Yes.
What happened? Rajiv, anyway. Still I am visible and audible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Rajiv,
Yes, sir.
Rajiv, Rajiv, Rajiv. Anyway, so I'm just calling the technician, technical staff to just bear with me a few seconds. Look at the screen picture. Yes. Thank you. So, YMCA pool. He went there, examined the situation, and decided, yes, this place is safe for me. Because the pool was maximum 9 feet deep, and the deep was gradual. In the beginning, only 3 feet, and gradually it was increasing, and maximum 9 feet deep. Okay. So he thought that this is safe. So he managed some water wings and started swimming there. Some more children were also doing the same. So among the children, he found himself a little bit safe. And he started going there. So after a few days, when he went there, nobody was there. Nobody was there. So he didn't have the courage, didn't have the guts to get into the water alone. So he was waiting at the bank, at the side of the pool, not bank, it was called side, bank of the river. So he was sitting at the side waiting for someone to come so that he can gather a strength and courage to go. In between, a very stout fellow, physically built up, came there, and out of fun, he held this man, $1 million boy, and tossed him to the deepest point of the pool. Since he was not trained, at that time he was not completely trained in swimming. Didn't master the art of swimming till then. That's why, though he had studied several groups of swimming, but children, there are some things in this world which are subject to exercise. Subject to exercise. And particularly the skill. A skill, a skill If there is a skill, there is a practice. Because a skill is subject to practice. You cannot drive a car simply going through the book how to drive it. Are you getting my point? Because it's a skill. It requires practice. You cannot play tabla, you cannot play any musical instrument simply reading the book relating to it. You need to do practice. And suppose you haven't read any book, but still you practice, then you can do it. So, playing any musical instrument, driving a car, or swimming, these are the things which are skills. And skills need to be practiced. Since he didn't have enough practice of swimming, and he thought that the moment he was tossed in the water, he thought the moment he'll touch the ground, he will jump upwards and he will come out of water and start floating the surface of water like a cork. It was his estimation. But since practice was not there, so he swallowed a lot of water and the body became heavy and he started moving. And a good deal of description in your text how he experienced inside the water. He was able to visualize death inside the water. He was nearly dead. He tried his best to come out of water, but he couldn't. Since he swallowed a lot of water, he was unable to come out. Oxygen supply to the lungs stopped, and it was about to burst due to lack of oxygen. And what happened? And he was nearly dead. He lost his sense inside him. And now, this top boy who tossed him was waiting, whereas the boy will come out. But it was comfortable time and he didn't come out. Then he was worried, perhaps the boy is dead. So, he might have taken him out, and the moment he opened his eyes, he found himself being given the first aid. People surrounded him, and a lot of water came out of his body. So he had a narrow escape. Luckily, he survived. Now, children, tell me. He went home, and for many days, simply the word water could frustrate him a lot. He was afraid of thinking about going to any water reservoir for swimming. 3 tragic experiences. At the age of 4, developed hydrophobia. Age of 11, completely demotivated by his mother, and thereafter was able to save him, means had a narrow escape. Was able to visualize death from very near. Can he think of swimming? Can anybody, after facing 3 situations, and the last one was quite tragic, can anybody think of swimming?
No, sir.
Then
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
the dream didn't die. The dream didn't die. That's why I told you that once the person decided, no wavering. The dream didn't die. And after some time passed. Time is a great healer, a great ointment. Once again he decided. This time he was properly organized. He managed a swimming instructor, the pulley, water wings, and several other precautions he took and equipment he managed. A rope was tied, a belt was tied in his vest, around his vest. A rope was tied with the belt, and the one end of the rope was tied with pulley, and he was allowed to swim. And it was controlled by the instructor. The moment you would start facing any problem inside the water or drawing, the instructor will pull him back. So beat by beat, step by step, he mastered the art of swimming.